What's up, everybody? I hope you have a good evening. Uh, haven't been on. I've been trying to get ideas, working with my computer. I got a used computer, and it's bigger and better, but trying to get it to work right. And working with me, well, it ain't working. So anyway, I've been drawbacks, and plus I've been trying to work with artificial intelligence to help me form ideas and get things together for that. And last couple of days, that ain't working. So here we are. What's going on, guys, is the idea that I talk about now. There's a disorder, a brain disorder going around the country, and it affects the 40-somethings, maybe the 50, young 50-somethings on up to the teenagers, even grade school kids now. And it is CCDD, CCDD. Other people call it CDB, CDB. And it is a brain disorder, and people are losing touch with reality and things like this. It is something that's recently been discovered, and they'll be talking about it soon on the news. It is chronic cognitive dissociative disorder, or also it is called cognitive dissociative behavior. This is something new that's coming into the science field, that people are actually losing touch basically with what reality is, law and order, social norms, morality, and things like this. And it's becoming an increasing problem. Researchers have found that it actually started back perhaps in the late 80s and early 90s, and it's progressed to what we see now. We see the results of these people running around here without no consequences for their behavior. They don't even have a job for a lot part, or they're working in a fast food restaurant or some other kind of service industry. But a lot of these people have no compulsion for doing whatever they want to, or acting any way they want to, or saying anything they want to, without any consequences, without no repercussions for their behavior. Most of us know that as we grew up, there was consequences for your behavior, whether they were good or bad consequences, but there were consequences. Sometimes we got our ass kicked. Sometimes we got praised. We got high marks in school or something. But you know the drill. There was consequences. You paid for the actions that you did, whether they're good or bad. Some people, including myself, has gone to jail for these actions that we've taken. So we have lost that consequences, the repercussions for their actions and their words. And of course, as young people, as they are, one of the most important jobs of young people, children, is to test every limit they can. And since the mid or late 80s on, we have seen an increasing number of single-family homes, mothers raising children. They're too busy to work or doing other things, or maybe even taking care of themselves to care for their children, and they were let loose on the world without restrictions. There was no consequences. If they was caught doing something, they was taken home or put in juvenile detention for 10 days, 15 days, and let go. And they did it over and over again. Of course, we all know that as juveniles reach the age of 18, their juvenile record is closed, not used anymore. So this behavior, all the way up to the age of 18, of no consequences and everything, has led to what we see now going on across the nation, across the world. We see it happening in London, in Europe, England, Spain, Iran, Brazil, Africa, and even in the United States. We've seen the effects of this in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Minneapolis, and the list goes on. These are people that was raised without consequences, without obligations, without normal social ideologies of how things are. They grew up with having things given to them without having to earn them. We all know that something earned is worthwhile, has a lot more value than anything given. And so these people were given things, handed to them to keep them quiet, to keep them out of the way, to keep them out of trouble. Well, it didn't work. These people were raised without any consequences, and now we see the result. Behavior norms. People, you've heard the people walking around without no internal thought. That's the result from about the late 90s, early 2000s on. A lot of these people do not have an internal dialogue. Is this right or wrong? Should I or shouldn't I? Who's this? Should I go with them or not? We see them robbing. We see them stealing cars, shooting people. And what's done? They're put in juvenile detention for a few months, a couple of years, and they turn loose as soon as they're 18, if not before then. So the consequences of their actions, they're not held for. Of course, because they're juveniles, we really, truly cannot hold them accountable for some of the actions. So what do we do about it? Do we force them into internment camps, confinement camps, where they have to work off this debt to society that they've created, that their parents and their grandparents have created through neglect and losing obligation to the family structure? Where does it go? What do we do about it? But we do know this, that something definitely has to be done soon, because as we see, we have become almost completely a lawless society. Lawlessness across the land, from the poorest one on the street to the highest office of the land. Complete and total lawlessness and a disregard for legalities and righteousness. Where are we going to go, guys? Where is it going to go? But we've seen the start of this. We've seen what's going to happen already, and we do know where it's going to go. Hope y'all have a groovy day. As always, guys, reach out and do something nice for somebody. The benefit for yourself and them reaches far beyond your imagination, because as we know, the butterfly wing effect, something you produce good or eat negative, reverberates throughout the world. So if you do something good, it reverberates. The next person picks up on it. They reverberate it. And therefore it echoes around the world that goodness, righteousness, and justice prevails. Hope you'll have a groovy day. Later, taters.